BRB Network TV with Brian Herzog.
You have to check this one out. There's a training program and seminars provided by the Small Business Development Center. The programs offered by the center cover a myriad of business topics, and they're conducted to keep small business people abreast to the current business practices and to keep as well as enhance the managerial skills for small business owners and managers. Greg Spann is being interviewed by Dean Andrews. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to get into this segment and we're going to talk about some specifics in terms of a case study in terms of how an individual came to the Small Business Development Center and how more or less the center was able to help this individual become more successful. Greg, give us the meat and potatoes in terms of what happened in this particular case study.
Well, it was a situation in which the client wife actually went through an extensive entrepreneur training program with our center. She shared with me that she would have loved for her husband to have participated in this type of training. Ultimately, I got a chance to meet the husband. He was seeking a small business loan for his business. When he launched his business initially, he had difficulty getting financing from a traditional lender, so he wound up using a lot of his own personal funds to launch the business. The business has been growing, but he really needed some help in terms of understanding his business better from a financial management standpoint. I could see the potential for the business, so I agreed to sit down with that client. As a matter of fact, we met for over a month, at least 2 or 3 hours each session. I helped them to organize their financial statements, and we sat down and I helped them to look at analyzing the statements in terms of ratio analysis to see their profitability, their liquidity, their efficiency. And because of this work, this client was ultimately able to get a loan for over $100,000 for his business to help purchase new equipment. We're in the process now of capturing him as one of our success stories. We did have some challenges getting started with the process because he really didn't feel that he needed it. You know, he took the position that I'm in business, I'm doing okay, I just need to get more funding. But after sitting down with him and he could see the importance of having good financial statements that could help him grow the business even further. Also, one of the things we realized in the process was that most of his business was with one major account. And so I was able to explain to him the importance of diversifying his business without relying on one account because of the possibility that this account could be lost. So at this time, he's been extremely happy with the success and the time and effort that we spent helping him understand his business, and I think he's going on for good and greater things.
Do you have a lot of stories like that, Greg? I mean, what have you learned about established businesses out there? I mean, I guess a lot of them feel they probably don't need any assistance and they don't come forth. I mean, this story sounds like one that was really instrumental in terms of helping that business grow. What do you find is some of the resistance out there as to why people don't come more or less and talk about how they can improve their overall business? I mean, do people really feel that they already know what they maybe don't really know?
Well, a lot of the problems that I see is that, first of all, many of the businesses are small in staff, and so one of the challenges is for a business owner to take off time from the operation of the business to go and sit through a 2-hour training or half-day training or even a full-day training. And so there are many people who sort of feel burned out by training. They don't need any training. What they need is the banks willing to give them financial capital for their business. I have a different viewpoint on that. I find from my experience that even though persons may have received training, they may not have received the training at the level that they needed in order to fully comprehend the training. And so the challenge for the business owner would be to, they don't want persons looking at their financial books. And so sometimes in order to really get a true assessment of where they are, you have to look at their financial statements. Sometimes people may feel a little embarrassed that they've been in business for 5 years or 10 years, and they may be reluctant to open up their books to a consultant because they may feel that, I really should be doing better in my business, and I don't want to expose the fact that I may not be doing as good as I should be doing. Again, our mission is not to prejudge. We're here to help. We have a great deal of sensitivity in working with the client. As I mentioned, we take you as you are, but our objective is to help you understand your business better from a marketing and financial standpoint to help you grow the business. So I encourage business owners not to take that position, but again, if you look at understanding your business and not relying on your bookkeeper or CPA, because I've seen too many instances where I'll ask some basic questions, financial questions about the business, and too often I get the answer, well, let me call my accountant. My bookkeeper knows that. As a business owner, first and foremost, you should know and understand your business much better than any other person because, again, you're working in the business every day.
Well, Greg, I mean, in terms of those kinds of services, is it really difficult to get people to open up? I mean, you're going to be confidential. I mean, I assume you're sworn to confidentiality in terms of the interaction you have with your clients. Is that correct?
Yes. Our program is funded partially by the federal government. We also receive funding at the state level. So we have conflict of interest documents that we sign every year. We have a code of ethics that we have to follow. And so we are sworn to be very confidential in the work that we provide to clients. And so the client should, in that regard, feel very comfortable in sharing their information because from my experience, the only way that you can truly help someone is that you have to find out where they are. And oftentimes people are reluctant to do that, and so there's a facade that's built up. And so if we could really get the client to be honest, to let us know where they are. I'll give you another example that just came to mind. We were working with a caterer, and she had heard about me, and so she said, Greg, I really need to come and sit down and talk to you, but I want to tell you one thing. I know how to cook. I don't know that much about business planning, but I'm willing to learn. And so I thanked that client, and I was so grateful, and I shared with her that she's going to get more help than she would get otherwise because she let it be known right from the beginning. So therefore, we can hit the ground running to help her understand her business. And so in this regard, I helped her develop her business plan. And then I sat down with her as I started developing the financials so she could see what I was doing, why I was doing it. So really what we're trying to do, to use the analogy, is to help the clients be able to fish for themselves.
What if I've been in business and I've made some mistakes? Other way to say it. I know I made some major mistakes. I mean, is it too late for me to come and ask for assistance after I've gotten myself into a situation where it's over my head, I don't understand the deal? Can you help me in that instance?
We sure can. Now, unfortunately, in you saying that, I've seen too many horror stories where a client is launching a business, they went and leased a facility, or they found a facility, they started making renovations to the facility without having a signed lease, and so now they have created pressure on themselves because they have to start making lease payment without really getting financing from a lending institution. The other thing I would say is that there are persons who are in business who are doing quite well who have never developed a business plan. My contention is that had they developed a business plan, they would be even better because a business plan forces you to take a continuous look at every aspect of your business. It's not a process where you develop a business plan because you've been asked to do it and just put it in a file cabinet. It's really used to help you in terms of the operational guide for your business.
Well, Greg, we're going to take a break at this time. We're going to go back to Brian, and then we're going to come back for our final segment, and we're going to basically give you all the detailed information of how to contact Mr. Gregory Spann, and also we're going to talk a little bit about the facility that he has out on Jamestown in terms of the types of training and all of the wonderful resources that he has to help you solve all of your business problems. Okay, Brian, back to you.
Okay, Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back with Southern University's College of Business BRB Network TV in just a moment.